morning, Lagos. Welcome to Follow the Money with Ugodre. I am your host today, Wade. Um, it's Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, Lagos. Merry Christmas to all those listening to us. We're streaming live on YouTube and Spotify and all other podcast channels that you can have access to. Christmas. How merry is Christmas this year? That's the question a lot of us have been asking ourselves. With the cost of food stuff and the economy generally, not very friendly to a lot of Nigerians. Nigerians are wondering if actually we should be enjoying the peace of Christmas. But for me, I'll tell people, take a break, relax. Maybe this is a good time for you to just stay at home and enjoy the comfort of your home. I hope the power companies will give us enough electricity so that we can actually enjoy Christmas. But on Follow the Money today, we will be looking at some of the major issues that transpired last week. Remember that a lot of fake drugs, fake products all around Nigeria. Um, with NAFDAC, clamping down on a number of them, and this is Christmas period. I really don't understand why Nigerians are just not, everybody just wants to make money the short way. Cutting corners, looking at killing innocent Nigerians, all in the name of making money. So um, you need to be careful this Christmas. Don't spend your money on buying things that are fake. Don't spend your money and at the end of the day, instead of enjoying your Christmas, you end up spending it in hospital. And that's why I was very glad last week when NAVDAC, clamped down on a number of um, fake manufacturing of fake companies that were, you know, um, making fake or should I call them fake or should I call them adulterated products of other companies in states like Abia, Nambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Imo, and goods worth about 1.32 billion. Um, why couldn't they just put that into something more useful, more tangible? Instead, you just want to rip off all Nigerians for Christmas. Products range from drugs, cosmetics, beverages, and other regulated items. And it just beats me that you know if we can spend so much time and so much energy in doing fake things, why can't we just put in the right channel? I know right energy to and channel it towards making products that will be beneficial to everybody. Must we all try and go through the shortcuts towards making money? Why can't we just do the right thing? Some people will tell you, oh, it's the state of the economy. State of the economy means that you should start to adulterate products and that could kill innocent Nigerians. And these people are buying, they're paying money for them. It's just ridiculous. So I was quite glad um, that this happened. Some of them had been expired, some of them were substandard quality, some of them were counterfeit, and some of them were even banned products. And Nigerians should be very careful because it's cheap doesn't mean that it's the right thing. And when you go out anywhere, check. Most of the things you buy have a best before date, which is an expiry date, and also has a manufacturing date, which is the date it was produced. So let's pay attention to some of these things and ensure that we can check them, we can authenticate them. Where you are not very comfortable, especially with the packaging, or you open the pack and there's something just wrong with the seal, you need to just be sure and call attention of the experts to it. I was seeing all the people putting it on, was it on that Twitter or WhatsApp Spaces. I saw I think it was the malt drink, and I was like, wow. And then you just drink it, and then tomorrow you say someone had a tummy ache, and that's what killed him. It's so sad that Nigerians have decided not to do the right thing. Um, the Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Modishola had criticized the role of the agency, was emphasized the critical role of the agency. during in safeguarding public health. Approximately 80% of the eliminated items were related to pharmaceutical sector. And Nigerians that do a lot of off-the-shelf buying for medication. This is what happens. You go into the store and you ask for Panadol and you find out that your headache never goes down and you're just drinking more and more. Before you know what's happening, you get addicted to Panadol. It's such a sad thing. And uh, so Christmas is in the air. Pay attention to the things that you're buying. Make sure you check them well. Make sure that products, drinks, products that you're buying have the right packaging. When you open them or when you try to open them, they are properly sealed. We don't want Nigerians enjoying Christmas and at the end of the day spending so much money in the hospital. Mm. Like we say, we're still in the spirit of Christmas, but it seems like this is going to be the most expensive Christmas as inflation, um, prices of food and drinks have gone up 92.73% in the last 3 years. Hmm. We're just, we're just practically managing. I know. Ugo will always tell me that spend now and save later because at the end of the day, the value of your naira just isn't meeting where it's meant to be. Um, how can we be having Christmas and inflation is 28.2%? Food inflation is over 32%. Um, what do we do? How do we go about it? Remember that just a week ago or the week before last, Nigeria Bureau of Statistics reported a staggering 28.2% inflation rate for November. And this is the 11th consecutive month of increase, the highest since July 2005. Wow. So food prices, for all those who want to buy um, your chicken, your rice. We know that rice has doubled in the last 6 months. It's moved from, everybody was complaining when rice got to 30,000 naira. Now it's double the price and we're still complaining. I was somewhere last week and the person was narrating a story about a man who went to the market and bought his live chicken and put it in those baskets in front of the bicycle and then tied it and then was riding and with so much glee. Um, but things are really, really, really expensive. Um, the average cost of food and drink has surged 92.73% in the past 2 years, with a significant year-on-year increase in food inflation to 32.84 in this December. Um, so, how do Nigerians survive? How? For instance, local prices rose by 105%. Cost of frozen chicken, a common festive protein, increased by 107%. It means if 3 years ago I was buying it at 1,000 naira, ah, it means it is now 2,007 naira, if not more. And it's just sad. Everybody, you know, I are we going to do that are we going to have that rice for Christmas? Jollof rice and chicken that everybody's always looking forward to. How are we sure that you know Nigerians are going to be able to have a Merry Christmas? Well, the spirit of Christmas, things are expected usually things during the Yuletide period does go up. But at the end of the day, if clothes and shoes have seen 57.48% increase over the past 3 years, it adds financial strain to the household for families who, they say adulthood is a scam, but sometimes I'm always glad that I'm an adult because when we were much younger, I would be screaming, daddy, buy us Christmas dress, buy us Christmas dress. Now I can look at myself and say, you know what, I think all the clothes I have, I'm not finished wearing all of them. I can wear one on Christmas Day. So really, it's like that, and people are feeling the impact. They're limiting, their Christmas celebrations to just nuclear families, extended families and friends come visit. Um, what are we going to do? How do we go and ensure that these are the things that will let Nigerians celebrate Christmas? We know that the president has said that we should tighten our belts a bit more. we're getting into the new year. A week from today will be January 1. We wait to see how we come out of this economic deceleration into an economic acceleration that will take us out. Um, fuel subsidy we know has contributed about 74.65 to the cost of petrol, increase in transportation over the 3 years. We also know that the, the president had said that some of the some of those traveling for Christmas, they are giving them a 50% rebate for some of the transport lines from wherever they're going to. So, um, but the question here is how many people can even afford even the 50% discount that has been given to them, you know? So the balance, because at the point in time, prices of of um, of traveling from Lagos to the east or to the Midwest was between 30,000 and 50,000. What usually would cost you about 12 to 15,000 at double. But we do know that during this period, you know, these are seasonal things. Leaving Lagos now to travel to the village is double the price, and when you're coming back from the village in January, it's double the price. So
But none of this, we're talking about the Christmas hasn't been very well because of the system.
it hasn't been.
For quite people, when you look
Yeah.
at what it's meant to be, my question is, we need to now start thinking of how to move from this heat because 2024 is coming. What are the plans? The people should be hopeful. We should make the people hopeful about what 2024 to make life better for the people.
Well,
Because we don't want to come back and tell the story when and follow the money.
Well,
Following the money. Follow the money comes again.
well, we'll have to wait and see what the government, like you know, the president has has since he was sworn in, he's been moving around all over the world to ensure that he can get that investment or those investments into Nigeria, so that we can get we can stabilize the naira. We'll talk about the naira on the second side of the show. We can stabilize the naira, but at the end of the day, we just need to be patient. The first 6 months for me, and this is my opinion, and this is something that I think I've had discussions with some of my partners in Nairametrics. The first 6 months of 2024 are critical to the next steps of Nigeria with all the policies that have been put in place. We saw some the effects were good, and then they went down. We see the effect on the stock market, which has continually blossomed, and we'll talk about that on the second side of the show. We'll take a short break now, and when we come back, we'll talk about other issues on Follow the Money with Ugodre. Charger.
I'm not saying iPhone.
No, he has his. He just needs the head. Where are you going to plug it? Okay. Let me know when we're ready.
Okay, we're good.
Welcome back to Follow the Money with Ugodre. I am your host today.
Charger connected.
Merry Christmas once again as we speak about um, what has been going on in Nigeria in terms of following the money. We spoke about fake products being brandished about in Nigeria. Poor Nigerians, 1.32 billion naira worth of products were seized and destroyed. We talked about Nigerians facing food and drinks cost of 92.7% increase over the last 3 years. Um, and as we come into the second part of the show, we'll be looking at some of the things that could have made our Christmas better. Um, you know, one of the things in Nigeria today and over the last 5, 10 years has been the emergence of the ability for people to just move around, without thinking about it. So if you don't have a car, you could hail a ride. And At the point in time, you could hail a bike. In Lagos, in some places, they are still hailing bikes, and so there is a particular um, delivery startup. And then today, what you see is that it's actually expanded the market for delivery, and you know you could order online with e-commerce bubbling and boosting the economy. You could order anything online, and you could get it delivered to you depending on where you are within the next few hours or within 24 hours, as the case may be. And that brings us to the story of DropX that has shut down. It's a delivery startup. It threw in the towel after 2 years due to a number of challenges. And this adds to the growing list of startups that have shut down in Nigeria. We're continually seeing startups shut down. We're continually seeing small businesses shut down. And the economy just is just is just not favorable for small businesses and startups. This is an organization that we're looking to integrate their delivery bike drivers and explore collaboration with the with NIPOS through the new management. But it just seems like the business hasn't gone anywhere, and the business wasn't going anywhere. Um, I guess some of the things that led to it was the difficulties where there was misalignment between what the drivers were expecting and what users were willing to pay. So, and that's one thing. Um, how much are you willing to pay, and how much is the driver willing to take? And these are things that we need to be very careful about. With all the um, different rides we have in Nigeria. Some tell you that you can negotiate the price. Some tell you that the prices are fixed based on the way the mechanisms for the pricing have been put out. But at the end of the day, the question is, can we truly afford these things with the level of the economy that we have today? That's a huge question we need to answer. Um, Users were scattered across where their major area of business was, which is Abuja, with a concentration in certain areas. And these are things that you need to look at and better understand before you decide to, look for so much money, put it into the business, invest in your time, your energy, and the equipment, and at the end of the day, um, you you are not able to go beyond where it is. Um, Another challenge was the ban on the 100cc bikes in Abuja. It, I sometimes, how do you align your business with government regulation, where government regulation is forever somersaulting? We saw the same thing in Lagos a long time ago, where all of a sudden, for the minimum bike you needed to have on the road was 200cc. The same thing happened in Abuja. My question is this: why? Why do we decide to make these laws or change these laws? And when you have a number of all those things already within the system, how do you ensure or manage that system so that you ensure that, oh, the safety requirements are high, rather than putting the regulations that will make sure that you have, high standards, high safety standards. We just take a general ban and, you know what, ban all of them. They are too small, they are too big. But this is a source of livelihood. This is what people would use in making an income. And then tomorrow we say, oh, Nigerians are not hardworking. Uh, at the point in time, all the youths were lazy. At the point in time, 65-year-old were youths in Nigeria. So these are things that we're continually talking about. And unfortunately, DropX has shut down. Um, well, another one has gone down. Lots of jobs, lots of opportunities, lots of great opportunities to grow the economy, especially in Abuja, and create the needed employment directly and indirectly. So you can imagine if there were so many of those bikes, being able to move around. Just make the standards and enforce the standards rather than just do it. Use the easy way out. No, just ban them. Why do we need to enforce the safety standards? Huh? Regulators, that's my appeal to you. Don't just say, oh, just ban them. Oh, they are too small. Oh, they are dangerous. Oh, the way they ride. No, if the rules are clearly set and are being enforced, then we would not have the issues that we're having, and we would not have small businesses, medium scale businesses who work so hard to try and set up these businesses and try and create opportunities and any capacity for Nigerians directly and indirectly. They don't have to shut down. Um, make make the ease of doing business should be improved in Nigeria. We're continually saying this, but everybody tells, oh, government has Nigeria has the best document for the ease of doing business. There is a difference between having that policy and letting that policy work. And it's the same thing that we talk about when we say the policies are forever somersaulting. One person will come and remove the bikes from the road, the other person comes in and puts the bikes on the road. Just have a minimum standard, and we know that at the end of the day, we'll get there. Still on the news, um, Naira gains against the dollar. Just to remind you, this is Follow the Money with Ugodre, but I am your host today, Wade, and we are on 97.3 Classic FM, your number one radio station. Um, Naira gains against the dollar. The Naira um, closed on Friday. Did it gain? Well, over the last week, the Naira was up and down against the dollar, and it's interesting because that's what we've seen for the last throughout December. So volumes go up, go down. Volumes dropped by 22% on Friday to 92.16 million, which has raised concerns about the impact on the where, like we see, we are seeing the impact, and that's what Bukola was asking earlier. What's the impact on the Christmas holiday? The impact is that there's no money. Or things are quite challenging and difficult. It dropped 2.71% to close at 885.88 in the NAFEM market. What are we going to do about this dollar against the naira? Excuse me. Some people say you should de-dollarize the Nigerian economy, which I tend to agree. Some others will tell you need other streams of income that are more dollar than naira. But for me, it's always very interesting when I hear both sides, put up their arguments. But with over 200 million Nigerians who technically earn naira, it's difficult for you and everybody, even 5% of that Nigerian economy, you know, to earn foreign currency. If they are not Japan or they don't have foreign partnerships, you know. So we need to realign the Nigerian economy and let's do more in naira. And we've seen this in the stock exchange, the impact of all the policies over the last 6 months on the Nigerian stock exchange. Um, the market has just been positive and continually just growing. We hit an all share index of 74,000 earlier last week, and at the close of business on Friday, it had appreciated 2.26 to close for the week at 74,023.27 points, while market capitalization reached 40.507 trillion. So you can see why it is important. The extra naira in the Nigerian economy, because they say there's so much money in the economy, almost 65 trillion in the economy. A lot of it is being run through the capital markets, and we can see the effect on that. Capital markets this year alone has moved almost how many 9,000 points from about 65,000 when the president took over, and it closed on December 22 at 74,023.27 points. That's the impact of the naira, not the dollar. Because we haven't seen foreign direct investment, we haven't even seen the hot money, you know. the FPIs or the FDIs there. What has driven the capital market over the last 6 months is the naira in the Nigerian economy, and there is a need for us to ensure that we do more around the naira, we spend it more, we make the velocity increase, so that at the end of the day we can see the effect on the Nigerian economy. And this upward trend was driven, the investor confidence in the capital market has just continued to grow. It crossed 74,000 mark to hit the 74,289 on Thursday, and then it settled at 74,023 on Friday. Um, so that's the market for you. Um, the optics, people are optimistic. People believe that the markets are healthy. Um, you know, everybody is in the Santa Claus mood in capital market. So those who are doing I think they are the ones who are actually having a Merry Christmas. Just change. Just sell 1,000 shares and get 1 million, and just go to the market and have fun. But at the end of the day, these are the things that we need to see, and we need to see them happening in the Nigerian economy. I hope we're all listening, and we're going to try as much as possible once we finish the holidays on Wednesday when we go back to work, and try to see how we start to prepare for 2024. And finally, but this is always what everybody is waiting for. What were the top gainers last week on the stock market, and who were the top losers? So the five top gainers were Infinity, which closed at 60.64% higher, at 4 naira 53 kobo. Dark Communications, 50% higher to close at 69 kobo. Multiverse, 41.25 to close at 13 naira 97 kobo. Transcorp Hotel, Transcorp Hold, sorry, 36.03% to close at 63.8 naira, and Tradex, 26.44% to close at 8 naira 80 kobo. Top losers, ABC Transport, 16.48% down to close at 76 kobo. Omatech, 12.33% down to close at 64 kobo. E-Transact, 12.32% down to close at 6 naira 5 kobo. Sovereign Trust, 10.26% down to close at 39 kobo. And Thomas Webb, 10.17% um, down to close at 2 naira 65 kobo. Like we always say, time is not our friend. We're coming to the end of the show. It's Christmas Day. We'll be here again on January 1, the first day of the year next week, to start Follow the Money with Ugodre. We've been streaming on YouTube and Spotify. Thank you, Classic 97.3, for always having us in the studio. And thank you, Nicola, for being my host. And thank you, Lagos, for listening to my good self, Wadi Ahimie, who is in for Ugodre on Follow the Money with Ugodre. Merry Christmas, everyone, and have a blessed week ahead. Bye.